Have you ever felt lost in the chaos of everyday life? Wondered why, despite all your efforts, peace still feels so far away? Or asked yourself if there's a way to live with less worry and more happiness? These are questions many people silently carry in their hearts every day. Imagine a person walking through a crowded market, overwhelmed by noise and confusion, yet finding a moment of calm simply by watching their breath. This simple act is the beginning of a journey toward true peace. In this video, we will explore the timeless wisdom shared by the Buddha, lessons that have helped millions find meaning, calm, and joy amid life struggles. These teachings are not just old stories. They're practical guides that can transform your life right now. So stay with us, because what you will learn here could change your way of seeing the world and yourself. Welcome to Wisdom Woven. On this channel, we share deep insights wrapped in simplicity, helping you to grow every day. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribed. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us reach more souls seeking peace and wisdom. The Buddha's lessons are gentle but powerful. They show us how to understand our minds and how to treat ourselves and others with kindness. At the heart of these teachings is the idea that suffering comes from misunderstanding our true nature. By learning to see clearly, we can step out of the cycle of pain and find lasting happiness. In the next moments, we will begin to uncover these 10 important lessons. Each one is like a light that shines in the darkness, guiding us toward a more peaceful and meaningful life. So get comfortable, open your heart, and let the journey begin. Let go, the art of non-attachment. Come, sit with me for a while, the Zen master began softly. Let's speak of something very important, the way to live free from suffering. It is the teaching of letting go. Many think that happiness lies in holding tightly to what they want. Yet, the Buddha taught us that true freedom comes when we learn to release our grip. The Zen master looked kindly at those gathered. What do you hold on to? Is it a possession? A person? A thought? A feeling? We cling to these as if they were the very air we breathe. But in doing so, we create chains for ourselves. The tighter the hold, the heavier the burden. Think about a bird, he continued. If it clutches a branch too tightly, it cannot fly. But if it loosens its grasp, it can soar freely across the sky. We're like that bird, caught between desire and fear. We fear losing what we love, so we grasp harder. But the Buddha showed us a different path, one where we can love deeply without being trapped by attachment. Attachment, said the master, is the root of suffering. It is not the things themselves that cause pain, but our craving and clinging. When we understand this, we begin to see how to walk gently on this earth. We learn to cherish what comes and to let go when it goes. He paused, then spoke slowly. This does not mean we become cold or uncaring. Far from it. It means we love with open hands and open hearts. We accept change as part of life's flow. We greet loss with grace, knowing it is natural. And in this acceptance, we find peace. The master smiled. Now, how do we practice letting go? The Buddha gave many ways. One simple way is to watch the mind. Notice when it wants to hold on. See the craving arise, and then gently release it. Do not fight it. Do not judge. Just watch. Imagine a river, he said. The river flows and carries leaves, sticks, and stones. It does not hold on to them. It lets them pass. Our thoughts and feelings are like those leaves. Let them float away. Don't try to stop the flow. He continued, another way is to understand the nature of impermanence. Everything changes, our body, our feelings, even our thoughts. Nothing stays the same for long. When we truly see this, holding on loses its power. The master's voice was calm and steady. Practice kindness toward yourself when letting go feels hard. Often, we feel fear or pain when we release what we loved. This is natural. But remember, holding on tightly does not protect you. It only causes more suffering. He added, try this simple exercise. Take a deep breath. Think of something you're holding on to tightly, maybe a worry or a desire. As you exhale, imagine loosening your grip just a little. Feel the weight lighten. Practice this daily. The Zen master's eyes shone with warmth. In time, your heart becomes lighter. You begin to enjoy the present moment more fully. Without the chains of attachment, life feels fresh and alive. He spoke of the stories the Buddha told, how he himself let go of everything, his riches, his family, his comfort, to seek true freedom. If the Buddha could let go of so much, surely we can learn from him. Letting go, said the master, is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a gentle art. Each day brings new chances to release fear, anger, or desire. Each moment is a doorway to freedom. He smiled again. Remember, the goal is not emptiness or loss. It is peace and joy. When we let go, we open space in our hearts. That space fills with love, compassion, and wisdom. The Zen master's voice grew soft. So, my friends, start today. Look within. Notice what binds you. And with patience, begin to let go. Your wings await. He closed his eyes for a moment and then opened them to meet the gaze of each listener. May you find freedom in the art of non-attachment. May your journey be peaceful. The Zen master sat quietly beneath the ancient tree. His eyes were calm, deep like still water. He looked at his students and began to speak softly. Listen well. The mind is the source of all that we see and feel. It is like the sky, vast and wide. But sometimes clouds of thoughts cover the sky. These clouds can bring storms or gentle rains. So, the mind shapes our world. He paused and smiled. Have you noticed how a single thought can change your whole day? One kind thought can bring peace, while a harsh thought can bring suffering. This is why the Buddha taught that the mind is everything. The Zen master lifted a small stone from the ground. Imagine this stone is your thought. If you hold it tightly, it becomes heavy and your hand aches. But if you let it rest gently, it is light. Thoughts are like that. When we grasp them too tightly, they weigh us down. He continued, transforming the mind means learning to let go of harmful thoughts. When anger arises, do not feed it. When jealousy visits, do not welcome it. Instead, watch them as clouds pass in the sky. They come and go, but they do not stay. A student asked, Master, how can we change our thoughts if they come so fast and strong? The master nodded. This is a good question. The first step is awareness. Simply notice your thoughts without judging them. This practice is called mindfulness. When you see a thought clearly, its power over you lessens. He closed his eyes briefly. The Buddha said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. This means our mind builds our reality. If we wish to live in peace, we must cultivate peaceful thoughts. The Zen master opened his eyes and looked at each student. Every morning, before you begin your day, sit quietly. Take 3 deep breaths. Watch your mind as a calm lake. When you see waves of worry or fear, gently breathe and let them settle. He spoke slowly now, so all could understand. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of kindness, patience, and love, beautiful flowers will grow. If you plant seeds of anger and hatred, weeds will take over. You choose what grows. One student looked confused. But master, what if bad thoughts keep coming no matter how hard I try? The master smiled kindly. This is natural. The mind is trained by habit. Imagine a path through the forest. At first, it is easy to follow because many have walked it. But if you start walking a new path, it will be hard at first, but with time it becomes easier. He gestured to the trees. So too with your thoughts. When you practice kindness and peace, you are creating a new path in your mind. Each time you choose a good thought, you strengthen this path. The Zen master stood slowly. Remember, transformation does not happen overnight. Be patient and gentle with yourself. Even the Buddha faced many challenges before he reached enlightenment. He then shared a story. Once, a young man came to the Buddha and said, Master, my mind is filled with anger and fear. How can I find peace? The Buddha replied, Imagine you are carrying a heavy load. You cannot run or rest easily. But if you set it down, even for a moment, you feel relief. Similarly, said the master, When angry or fearful thoughts arise, do not hold onto them tightly. Let them rest. Breathe. Observe. In time, the load becomes lighter and peace grows. The master looked upward. The mind is the root of suffering and the root of happiness. We have the power to choose what to nurture. He sat back down and said, "Now let us practice. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Watch your thoughts come and go, like leaves floating on a stream. Do not chase them. Do not stop them. Simply watch." After a few moments of silence, he added, "This practice of watching your mind is the first step to freedom. It leads to wisdom and compassion." A student whispered, "Master, how do we keep the mind from wandering?" The Zen master smiled softly. "The mind will wander. It is its nature. When you notice it has wandered, gently bring it back. Like a child who runs away, you do not scold. You patiently call home." He then spoke of another lesson. Your thoughts affect your body too. When the mind is calm, the body relaxes. When the mind is troubled, the body feels tension. By calming the mind, you heal the body. The master shared one more story. A man once asked the Buddha, "How can I be free from suffering?" The Buddha said, "See your mind as a wild elephant. At first, it is hard to control, but with patience and practice, it becomes gentle and obedient." He looked around the room. Practice daily. Be patient. The mind is the most powerful tool you have. Use it wisely. Finally, the Zen master closed his eyes again. Remember, transformation begins within. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant them well. The room fell silent, filled with the peaceful presence of new understanding. Compassion as strength, a path to liberation. In the quiet corners of the mind, where the noise of the world fades away, there lies a seed. This seed is compassion. It is not weakness. It is not a soft feeling that only the gentle possess. No, compassion is the strongest force within us, a power that can transform pain into healing, anger into understanding, and loneliness into connection. Many people think that to be strong, one must be tough and unyielding. But listen carefully. True strength is born from the heart's ability to feel deeply for others, even when it is difficult. Compassion means opening your heart to the suffering of others and to your own suffering without turning away. It means being present with kindness, no matter what the situation. Imagine a small flame in the dark. That flame is your compassion. When you tend to it, it grows brighter. It can light the way not just for yourself, but for those around you. Compassion connects us all, like threads in a vast, beautiful tapestry. Without it, we are isolated. With it, we are part of something much greater than ourselves. The Buddha taught that compassion is one of the most important qualities we can develop. It is the natural response when we see others suffering, and yet it is often ignored or hidden behind fear and selfishness. When we practice compassion, we step out of our small, limited self and into a wider view of life. Think about this. When someone is angry or hurt, responding with harshness only creates more pain. But responding with compassion can soften anger, calm fears, and open hearts. This is the real power of compassion. It does not fight or resist. It understands and embraces. It is not always easy to be compassionate. Sometimes we meet cruelty or indifference from others. Sometimes the pain we see is so great that we feel overwhelmed. But the Zen master reminds you, compassion begins in small steps. Start with yourself. When you feel pain, do not push it away or judge yourself. Instead, hold your suffering gently in your heart, as you would hold a fragile flower. As you learn to be compassionate toward yourself, compassion for others naturally grows. This is the path the Buddha walked. He looked deeply into the nature of suffering, both his own and others, and responded with infinite kindness. When your heart is full of compassion, you begin to see that every person is just like you. They want to be happy. They want to avoid pain. When you see this, it becomes harder to be angry or judgmental. Instead, understanding and forgiveness arise. The Buddha's compassion was not limited to humans alone. He taught that all beings, animals, insects, plants, deserve kindness and care. When you practice compassion on this broad scale, you align yourself with the natural harmony of life. Compassion is also a path to freedom. How? Because when we hold onto anger or hatred, we bind ourselves tightly to suffering. These feelings act like chains around the heart. But compassion breaks those chains. It frees us to live with peace and joy. Do not confuse compassion with weakness. Sometimes, being compassionate means setting boundaries or standing up for what is right, but doing so with a heart that does not hold hatred or revenge. This is strength rooted in love. There's a famous story from the Buddha's life. Once, a man came to harm the Buddha, but instead of responding with anger, the Buddha showed compassion even to his enemy. This is the highest form of compassion, to respond to harm with love. It is a difficult path, but one that leads to true peace. Every day, you can practice compassion. It can be as simple as listening to someone without interrupting, helping a stranger, or forgiving a small mistake. These acts may seem small, but they build the compassionate heart within you. Meditation can help. In meditation, you learn to quiet your mind and open your heart. There are specific compassion meditations where you silently wish happiness and freedom from suffering to yourself and others. This practice strengthens your compassion muscle. Remember, compassion begins with awareness. When you are aware of the suffering around you, you naturally feel the desire to help. But it is important to care without attachment, to help without expecting anything in return. If you help because you want praise or reward, it is not true compassion. True compassion is unconditional. It flows freely like water, giving without taking. The Buddha also taught that compassion and wisdom go hand in hand. Wisdom tells us the best way to help, and compassion gives us the energy and heart to act. Without wisdom, compassion can become blind or misguided. Without compassion, wisdom can be cold and detached. In your life, try to balance both. See clearly what is needed and act with a kind heart. Compassion can heal broken relationships. When anger has built walls between people, compassion can build bridges. It takes courage to be compassionate in difficult times, but it is the path to harmony. You may wonder, how can I have compassion when I am hurting? This is an important question. The answer is simple. Start by being kind to yourself. When you accept your own pain, you open the door to healing. Then, your compassion will naturally extend to others. The Zen master reminds you, compassion is a practice, not a perfect state. Some days you will feel it easily, and other days it will be a struggle. That is okay. Each effort counts. Be patient with yourself. Like a gardener tending a young plant, nurture your compassion little by little. Over time, it will grow strong and vibrant. When you live with compassion, your life becomes lighter. You no longer carry the heavy burdens of anger or resentment. Instead, you walk gently in the world, offering kindness as your gift. And kindness is contagious. When you show compassion, others feel it and are inspired to do the same. This creates a ripple effect, spreading peace and love beyond what you can see. In moments of difficulty, remember the Buddha's teaching. Just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, even so, cultivate a boundless heart toward all beings. Let your heart be boundless. Let your compassion flow like a river, reaching far and wide. This is the true strength that the Buddha shared, a power that does not break but heals, does not harm but protects, and does not divide but unites. Walk this path of compassion every day. It is the path to liberation and the doorway to joy. Karma, the echo of every action. Greetings, traveler of the inner path. Sit with me a while, and let us speak about a force that shapes our lives in ways often unseen. Karma. Karma is a word you may have heard before, but what does it truly mean? Karma means action. Every thought, every word, every deed you perform is an action. These actions are like seeds planted in the soil of your life. Some seeds grow into beautiful flowers, others into thorns. The garden you tend today will be the garden you walk in tomorrow. Many people think karma is a kind of punishment or reward. If you do something bad will happen to you. If you do something good, good things will come. While there's truth in this, the real nature of karma is deeper and gentler. Karma is not a judge sitting in the sky, ready to punish or reward. Karma is more like the natural law of cause and effect. When you plant kindness, kindness grows. When you plant anger, suffering grows. It is not about reward or punishment. It is about natural consequences. Imagine a calm pond. When you throw a stone into it, ripples spread across the surface. These ripples continue, touching every corner of the water. Your actions are like those stones, creating ripples in your life and the lives around you. Even a small act of kindness can reach far beyond what you can see. Even a small harmful act can cause pain beyond the moment. But remember, karma is not about blame. It is not about feeling guilty. It is about awareness. When you understand karma, you begin to see that you are the gardener of your own mind and life. You can choose the seeds you plant. You can learn to water the flowers and pull out the weeds. This awareness is freedom. The Buddha taught that karma begins in the mind. Our thoughts create intentions, and intentions lead to actions. When your mind is filled with anger, jealousy, or greed, these intentions grow stronger. But when your mind is calm, kind, and clear, your intentions become peaceful and helpful. Therefore, to change your karma, you must start with your mind. Do not rush to judge yourself when you notice harmful thoughts or actions. Instead, watch them with gentle curiosity. See how these thoughts arise, how they pass away. Like clouds in the sky, they come and go. You're not your thoughts. You're the sky itself, vast, open, and free. Karma is also about patience. Sometimes, the fruits of your actions take time to appear. You may do good and not see results immediately. You may face hardship despite your best efforts. This is natural. Like a farmer who plants seeds and waits through storms and sun, you must wait with faith and patience. One day, your garden will bloom. The kindness you have sown, the peace you have nurtured, will return to you in ways you cannot imagine. This is the promise of karma. Not quick reward, but lasting transformation. There is no escaping karma. It is not something outside you, but inside you. Every breath you take, every choice you make, writes your story. But this is not a burden, it is a gift. Because if karma is your own creation, then so is your liberation. To live with karma in your heart is to live with responsibility and love. It means to act with care, knowing that your actions matter. It means to forgive yourself and others, knowing that we all are learning and growing. The Buddha's path is one of mindfulness, being fully present with every moment. When you act with mindfulness, your actions become seeds of peace and happiness. Even when the world feels dark, your inner garden can shine bright. Let me share a story. There was once a young man who caused harm to others out of anger. He felt trapped by his past actions, believing he could never change his karma. One day, he met a wise monk who told him, "Your past is like the footprints in the sand, but the wind of your present choice can erase them." The young man began to practice kindness and awareness. Slowly, he changed. His karma changed. He found peace. This story shows that karma is not fate, but possibility. It reminds us that we are not prisoners of our past, but creators of our future. So, dear one, when you face difficulties or see suffering around you, remember karma. Remember that you have the power to change your actions, your thoughts, your life. Start today. Plant seeds of kindness, patience, and love. Tend your garden with care. Karma is the echo of your every action, but you hold the drumsticks. Play with wisdom and compassion. The master sat quietly beneath the ancient tree, the breeze soft and still. He looked gently at the gathered seekers and said, "To be truly alive is to be present in this very moment." Mindfulness is not just a word. It is the doorway to peace. Many people rush through their days, caught in worries of the future or regrets of the past. They forget the simple gift they hold, the present moment. This moment, here and now, is all we truly have. When the mind wanders away, it carries us into storms of fear, anger, or sadness. But when the mind rests in the present, It becomes calm, clear, and free. Mindfulness means watching the breath, feeling the body, noticing thoughts without judgment. It is like watching clouds float in the sky, letting them pass without chasing or holding. The Buddha taught that by practicing mindfulness, we can see our minds clearly, the good and the troubled, and learn not to be controlled by them. Imagine a child playing with a flower. The child is not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. The child is simply with the flower, seeing its colors, feeling its softness. This simple presence is mindfulness. The Master continued, when you eat, eat with mindfulness. Taste each bite fully. When you walk, walk with mindfulness. Feel each step as it touches the earth. When you speak, speak with mindfulness. Let your words be kind and true. Why is this important? Because life is made of moments. If we miss these moments, we miss life itself. Mindfulness helps us live deeply, without regret or distraction. At times, pain comes, a sickness, a loss, or fear. Mindfulness teaches us to meet pain gently, not to run away or fight it. When we observe pain without anger or fear, it loses its power to harm us deeply. We begin to understand that all things change and nothing lasts forever. The Master smiled softly. Mindfulness is also the path to understanding your mind's nature. When you watch your thoughts, you see they come and go like waves on the ocean. You are not the waves, but the ocean itself, vast and calm beneath the surface. Some ask, how do I start? The answer is simple, but requires patience. Begin with the breath. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and breathe. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the breath. This simple act, repeated daily, builds strength of presence. Mindfulness is not only for meditation, but for every moment of life. It is the art of living awake. The Master spoke of the 4 foundations of mindfulness, which the Buddha taught long ago. These are watching the body, feelings, mind, and mental objects with clear attention. Watching the body helps us feel grounded and aware. Watching feelings teaches us not to be swept away by pleasure or pain. Watching the mind lets us see when it is calm or restless. Watching mental objects helps us understand what thoughts and beliefs arise. Through this practice, the mind becomes like a still lake, reflecting the sky without disturbance. In this stillness, wisdom grows naturally. One student asked, "Master, sometimes my mind is so busy. How can I be mindful then?" The Master answered kindly, "Even in busyness, there is a moment to breathe. Find that moment. It may be very short, but it is enough to return to yourself. With time, those moments grow longer." He also explained that mindfulness brings compassion. When we see clearly our own suffering, we become kind toward others who suffer. Mindfulness and compassion walk hand in hand. The Master said, when anger arises, be mindful of it. Don't react. See the anger like a cloud passing in the sky. It will pass. When jealousy or fear come, observe them without shame. This is the path to freedom. He reminded everyone, mindfulness is a practice, not a goal. Sometimes your mind will wander, sometimes you will forget. This is natural. Each time you return, you build your strength. He told a story. A monk once carried a heavy load, but did not complain because he was mindful of each step. Another walked fast, but fell often because his mind was elsewhere. Which path leads to peace? The seekers smiled, understanding that mindfulness makes even heavy burdens lighter. The Master spoke about how modern life can distract us so much. Phones, noise, rushing. These things pull us away from ourselves. Mindfulness helps us find the quiet inside, even when the world is loud. He encouraged them to practice mindfulness while doing daily chores. Washing dishes, walking, eating, all can become moments of meditation. Be kind to yourself, he said. When you forget, forgive yourself. Begin again. Each breath is a new chance. The Master closed his eyes for a moment and said, mindfulness is the jewel of the Buddhist teachings. It is the lamp that lights the dark path. He invited everyone to try this simple practice tonight, to sit quietly, feel the breath, and be fully present. In this way, mindfulness is not separate from life. It is life itself, lived fully, moment by moment. The middle way, walking between extremes. Listen carefully, dear friend. The path the Buddha showed us is not one of extremes. It is not about harsh denial nor wild indulgence. It is a way of balance, a gentle walk between the two edges of sharp blade. This way is called the middle way. To live in a middle way is to live wisely and peacefully. Long ago, the Buddha himself experienced the extremes. He was once a prince, surrounded by luxury and comfort. Yet, he saw that such pleasures did not bring lasting happiness. So he left the palace and chose a life of strict self-denial, starving and pushing his body to its limits. But even that brought no peace. Instead, it brought weakness and suffering. Then one day, the Buddha sat under a tree and realized, neither extreme brings freedom. Too much desire binds us. Too much denial harms us. The truth lies in balance, in understanding the nature of life without clinging or rejecting. This is the middle way. Imagine a tightrope walker moving slowly across a thin wire. If he leans too far to one side, he will fall. If he leans too far to the other, the same will happen. But if he keeps his body balanced, steady and calm, he will reach the other side safely. Life is like that tightrope. We must find a balance in our thoughts, feelings, and actions. When you think about your own life, you may notice times when you go too far in one direction. Perhaps you work too hard and forget to rest, or maybe you avoid responsibility and lose your way. The middle way teaches us to see these extremes clearly and bring ourselves back to balance. The Buddha said that the middle way leads to wisdom, virtue, and peace. Wisdom means seeing things as they really are. Virtue means acting with kindness and care. Peace means a calm heart that is not disturbed by cravings or fears. These three grow together like a tree with strong roots. Walking the middle way means not being too attached to pleasure or too afraid of pain. It means not giving in to every impulse, but also not denying the needs of the body and mind. It means living gently, with mindfulness and understanding. You might wonder, how do we find this middle way in daily life? It begins with awareness. When you notice strong feelings like anger or desire, do not immediately react. Pause and watch your mind. See the feeling clearly. Ask yourself, is this helping me find peace, or is it pulling me away? For example, if you feel angry, the middle way asks you not to explode or hold the anger inside. Instead, breathe deeply, understand why the anger is there, and choose a calm response. If you feel a strong desire, do not rush to satisfy it blindly. Reflect on whether fulfilling this desire will bring lasting happiness or only momentary pleasure. This practice is not easy at first. The mind likes extremes because they seem simple and quick. But over time, with patience, the middle path becomes natural. You will find that balance brings strength. It helps you see clearly, act kindly, and rest peacefully. The middle way also teaches us to avoid harsh judgments about ourselves and others. We often label things as good or bad, right or wrong, and create conflict in our minds. But the Buddha showed that life is not just black and white. There are many shades between. By accepting these shades, we open the door to compassion and understanding. When you walk the middle way, you begin to see the world as it truly is, not as you wish it to be or fear it might be. You learn to accept change, uncertainty, and impermanence without losing your peace. Like water flowing smoothly around stones in a river, you become flexible and calm. This way of living also means caring for your body and mind. The Buddha taught moderation in eating, sleeping, and working. Too little care harms the body. Too much indulgence harms the mind. When you find the right balance, your body feels healthy and your mind clear. Friends, the middle way is not a strict rule or a set of laws. It is a gentle guide to live with awareness and kindness. It asks you to listen to yourself deeply and find harmony in your actions. In relationships, the middle way helps us avoid extremes of clinging or rejection. Loving too much without boundaries can cause pain. Pushing others away completely can bring loneliness. The middle way invites us to love with wisdom, open yet free. In times of difficulty, the middle way reminds us not to despair or resist too strongly. We accept what comes with courage and calm. We act wisely without being overwhelmed by fear or anger. The Buddha's own life is the greatest example of this path. After years of searching, he found the balance that brought him enlightenment. He showed that we too can walk this path, step by step, breath by breath. To walk the middle way is to awaken to life's truth. It is to choose peace over chaos, balance over extremes. This is the path that leads to freedom, the freedom from suffering and confusion. So, dear friend, as you continue your journey, remember the middle way. When life pulls you one way or the other, come back to balance. Be patient with yourself. Be kind. Walk gently and steadily. This is the wisdom of the Buddha. May your steps be calm, your heart steady, and your mind clear. The middle way is always here, waiting for you to embrace it. Impermanence, embracing change with grace. Dear friend, listen closely. Everything you see, everything you hold dear, is always changing. The tree outside your window, the flowing river, the smile on a loved one's face, nothing stays the same. This is the way of the world. This truth is called impermanence. It may sound sad or scary, but it is also a doorway to freedom. Many suffer because they try to hold on to what is already slipping away. They cling to youth, to possessions, to moments that have passed. But this grasping only brings pain. Imagine trying to hold water in your hand. No matter how tightly you squeeze, the water slips through your fingers. Life is just like this. The more you hold on, the more it escapes. Impermanence means everything changes. Our feelings, our bodies, our situations, even the earth itself. Nothing is fixed. Nothing lasts forever. The sun rises and sets, and no day is the same. When you understand this, you stop resisting change and start flowing with it. This is the beginning of peace. In the teachings of the Buddha, impermanence is one of the 3 marks of existence. It teaches us that attachment causes suffering. When we accept that all things are temporary, our suffering softens. We stop fearing loss because loss is natural. Like autumn leaves falling to the ground, all things must change and pass away. Think about your own life. Every moment is new. The person you were yesterday is not the same as you today. Your thoughts and feelings shift like clouds in the sky. By embracing this, you allow yourself to live fully in the present. You don't waste time clinging to the past or worrying about the future. One simple way to practice this is through mindfulness. When you notice your thoughts about what has been or what might be, gently bring yourself back to now. Watch the breath come and go, the sensations of your body, the sound around you. This practice trains your mind to accept change as natural. When we truly see impermanence, we begin to appreciate each moment more deeply. Every smile, every breath becomes precious because it will not last forever. This awareness invites gratitude. It softens our hearts and opens us to love without fear. Impermanence also teaches us compassion. Since everything is changing, we understand that others too face loss and change. This helps us be kinder to ourselves and to others. We stop judging and start embracing life with tenderness. In difficult times, impermanence is a powerful reminder. Pain and hardship will not last forever. Like clouds that pass, troubles rise and fall. This knowledge gives hope and courage. You learn to sit with discomfort, knowing it will change. The Buddha often spoke of the river's flow as a metaphor for life. Water moves constantly. It does not cling or resist. It welcomes change and continues its journey. We too can learn to move with life's flow, letting go of attachments and fears. Meditation on impermanence is not morbid but freeing. It allows us to live lightly. Without the heavy burden of clinging, our hearts feel lighter and our minds clearer. We can enjoy the beauty of life without being trapped by it. Try to observe impermanence in nature. Watch the clouds drift, the flowers bloom and wither, the seasons turn. Notice how the world is always changing, yet it carries on gracefully. This is a model for how we can live. It is important to remember that impermanence does not mean life is meaningless. On the contrary, knowing that everything is temporary makes life more precious. It invites us to be present, to love fully, to act with kindness. Many people resist impermanence because they fear losing control. But control is an illusion. By letting go of the need to control, we open the door to peace. We learn to trust life's natural rhythm. Impermanence is also a teacher of humility. It reminds us that we are part of a larger whole, not separate or permanent beings. This realization helps dissolve ego and self-centeredness. The more you practice embracing impermanence, the more you discover a deep stillness beneath the constant change. This stillness is the heart of your true self, untouched by passing moments. When suffering arises, remember that it too is impermanent. Allow yourself to feel the pain fully, knowing it will pass. Do not run away or try to numb it. This mindful acceptance transforms pain into wisdom. Impermanence encourages us to live simply. When we let go of the desire for more, we find contentment in what is. We learn to appreciate small joys and quiet moments. In every moment of change, there's an opportunity for growth. Each ending is a new beginning. Like a seed that falls to the earth and sprouts anew, your life renews itself constantly. The Buddha's lesson on impermanence is a gentle reminder to be kind to yourself during change. Sometimes change is slow, sometimes sudden. Be patient and compassionate with your own process. We live in a world of cycles: birth and death, growth and decay, joy and sorrow. By understanding these cycles, we become more flexible and open-hearted. Practice seeing impermanence not as a loss, but as a gift. It wakes you up to the preciousness of life and encourages you to live deeply and authentically. In moments of joy, remember they will pass, so savor them fully. In moments of pain, remember they will pass, so endure them bravely. The path of impermanence leads us to freedom. Freedom from fear, from attachment, from the endless search for permanence in an impermanent world. So when you feel afraid of change, breathe deeply and remember, this too shall pass. You're like the river, flowing, moving, alive. Let go. Embrace change. Find peace in the dance of life. In the stillness of the morning, when the world is quiet and the mind is clear, one may begin to see the truth hidden beneath the surface of our everyday life. The journey I speak of is not far away, nor does it require a grand temple or sacred book. It is a path within, the path of self-mastery, the path beyond the ego. Many believe the self is fixed, a solid thing to protect and feed. They think, this is who I am. Yet, the Buddha taught that the self is not one thing but many. It changes like the river flowing, never the same from one moment to the next. When we cling tightly to the idea of I and mine, we build walls that block peace. To master oneself means to understand this nature deeply. It means to see the ego, the part of us that fears, desires, and judges, clearly without getting lost in its stories. The ego wants to be the center of everything. It wants power and recognition. It whispers, look at me, protect me, I am important. But this voice is not the whole truth. It is only a small part, often loud but not wise. When you begin to watch your thoughts and feelings as if they were clouds passing in the sky, something changes. You realize that you are not the storm, but the sky itself, vast, calm, and open. This understanding is the first step to self-mastery. The Buddha showed us that suffering comes when the ego fights with the world. When we want things to be different, when we cling to praise or fear blame, we suffer. But when we let go, even a little, a great freedom grows inside. Self-mastery is not about controlling others or forcing yourself to be perfect. It is gentle. It is patient. It is the quiet knowing that you can meet your own fears and desires without being swept away. Practice is the key. Each moment offers a chance to notice. Am I reacting from ego? Am I acting from true understanding? If anger rises, pause and breathe. If pride swells, smile and remember your humanness. This is not weakness, but great strength. The path beyond the ego also invites kindness, kindness to yourself. The ego can be harsh, demanding, and never satisfied. But when you learn to be gentle with your own mistakes, to forgive your own failures, you find peace. Remember, the ego is like a small child shouting in a crowded room. If you shout back, the noise grows. But if you simply listen with calm and love, the child grows quiet and safe. In every challenge, in every moment of doubt, there's an opportunity to practice self-mastery. When jealousy appears, see it clearly and let it pass. When pride calls you, bow to it softly and return to humility. The Buddha taught that no one else can walk this path for you. It is your journey alone, but you are never alone on the path. The light of wisdom shines in all who seek, and the path is always open to those who choose to walk it. Self-mastery frees you from the chains of false identity. It allows you to live from a place of calm, clear awareness. The peace that arises is deep and true, not shaken by praise or blame. When the mind is mastered, the heart opens. Compassion blooms naturally because it is no longer forced by ego's demand, but flows from understanding. You see others not as rivals or obstacles, but as fellow travelers. The greatest master is one who has learned to be a servant. Servant to the truth, servant to kindness, servant to the present moment. Each day, practice turning inward. Notice the voices in your head, the desires in your heart. Watch them with gentle curiosity. In this watching, you begin to free yourself. The ego will try to resist. It will say, "You are losing yourself." But this is an illusion. In truth, you are finding yourself for the first time, the self beyond fear, beyond craving. This journey is not easy, and it cannot be rushed. But every step taken with honesty and courage brings you closer to freedom. Like a sculptor who chips away the stone to reveal the statue within, so too must you patiently chip away the false layers of self. The ego likes comfort and control. But true self-mastery comes from embracing uncertainty and change. It is a dance between holding on and letting go. When anger arises, recognize it as a teacher, not an enemy. When pride swells, greet it like a passing cloud. When fear whispers, breathe deeply and stand firm. Over time, the storm calms, and you find the still center within. This stillness is your true nature, untouched by passing thoughts or feelings. In this place, there is no need to prove anything. There is no need to struggle or compete. There is only peace. And from this peace, the wisdom of the Buddha flows freely. So remember, to master oneself is the greatest gift. It is a gift of freedom, peace, and love. Walk gently on this path. Be patient with yourself. And know that every small step is part of the great journey beyond the ego. Listen carefully, dear friend. Words are like seeds. What you plant in the world with your speech will grow and return to you. The Buddha taught us that right speech is one of the most important paths to peace. But what does right speech really mean? It is not just about saying nice things. It is about speaking from a place of truth, kindness, and mindfulness. In daily life, many people speak without thinking. Words fly out like arrows, sometimes hitting the heart, sometimes causing wounds. Imagine a sharp stone thrown into a still pond. The ripples spread far and wide, disturbing the calm water. This is how careless words affect others and ourselves. Right speech asks us to be mindful of the power of our words. Are they true? Are they kind? Do they help or harm? Before speaking, pause for a moment. This pause is like the space between two notes in music, full of meaning and calm. In this quiet space, you find the wisdom to choose your words well. Sometimes, silence is the greatest speech. When the mind is peaceful, words flow gently, like a soft breeze that refreshes the soul. Speaking from inner silence means letting your words come from a place of understanding and compassion, not from anger or confusion. The Buddhist said, "Speak only words that bring people together, not apart." In every conversation, your speech can build bridges or walls. Think of speech as weaving a cloth. Each word is a thread. When chosen carefully, the cloth is strong and beautiful. When chosen carelessly, it unravels and weakens. Right speech is more than avoiding lies or harsh words. It is about honesty, not only with others but with yourself. Sometimes we tell small lies to protect ourselves or others, but even small lies create distance. True speech opens the heart and creates trust. There is a special kind of speech called helpful speech. It is meant to heal, to teach, to comfort. When you speak in this way, your words become medicine for the soul. Think about a time when someone's kind words lifted your spirits. You felt heard, valued, and safe. This is the power of right speech. But right speech is also about listening. When you listen deeply, without judgment, you prepare your heart to respond wisely. Listening with care is the silent part of right speech. It shows respect and creates space for understanding. Now, let us reflect on anger in speech. Often, words spoken in anger cause pain that lasts long after the moment is gone. The Zen master says, "When anger rises, breathe deeply and do not speak. Let the fire cool before you release your words." This simple practice can prevent many regrets. Another teaching is to avoid gossip and harmful rumors. When you spread stories that hurt others or are not fully true, you add darkness to the world. Right speech asks us to speak only what is true, helpful, and necessary. In the practice of right speech, mindfulness is your best friend. Before you speak, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? If the answer is no, then perhaps it is better to remain silent. Right speech helps us in relationships too. Imagine your family, friends, or co-workers. How often do misunderstandings come from words spoken too quickly or carelessly? When you practice right speech, you create harmony and deepen your connections. Even when correcting someone, right speech teaches us to be gentle. Truth does not need to be harsh. It can be shared like a soft light guiding someone out of darkness, not a harsh glare that blinds. The Buddha's lesson on speech also reminds us to avoid boasting or speaking out of pride. Humble words bring peace, while prideful words create distance. Speak with humility, knowing that all beings have their own struggles and wisdom. There's a story the Zen master often tells. A young student once asked the Buddha, "Master, what should I do if someone speaks harshly to me?" The Buddha smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The student thought, "To the giver." The Buddha said, "So is with harsh words. If you do not accept them, they remain with the one who speaks." This means your calm mind can protect you from harm caused by speech. Right speech is a daily practice. It asks for patience, awareness, and love. Like watering a plant, each kind and truthful word nourishes your spirit and the spirits of those around you. When we speak rightly, we bring peace to the world. Our words become a light in the darkness. They create understanding where there was confusion and healing where there was pain. The Zen master invites you now to try this practice. Tomorrow, notice your words. Speak slowly and kindly. Pause before you speak. Choose words that bring joy, not sorrow. Right speech is not perfect. Sometimes we fail. When that happens, be gentle with yourself and try again. Each moment is a chance to start fresh. Remember, your words are seeds. Plant them wisely. With right speech, you can help create a world filled with peace, kindness, and wisdom. Dear friend, listen closely. Life is like the ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes wild with storms. The waves crash and roar, pulling us here and there. But beneath the waves lies a deep, still ocean. This stillness is your true nature. This stillness is inner peace. Many people search outside for peace in money, success, or relationships. Yet, these are like trying to catch the wind. They change and slip away. Real peace does not come from outside. It comes from inside, from your own heart and mind. When a storm of thoughts and feelings comes, don't run away. Sit quietly and watch. Like a gentle observer, notice your mind without judgment. When anger or fear rises, don't fight it or push it down. Simply see it as a cloud passing across the sky of your mind. The cloud may darken the sky for a moment, but it does not change the sky itself. In meditation, you learn to find this place of stillness. It is not about forcing the mind to be empty or silent. It is about allowing the mind to be as it is, while you remain calm and centered. Like a tree standing firm in the wind, you do not break or bend too much. Inner peace is like a lamp in a dark room. It may be small, but it shows the way. Even when the world around you is noisy or troubled, this lamp can guide you safely. When you return to this stillness often, you build a strong home inside yourself, where no storm can shake you. Sometimes people ask, how can I be peaceful when everything around me is so difficult? The Buddha taught that peace is not the absence of problems, but the way we meet them. When you meet difficulties with a calm mind, they lose their power over you. Think of a cup. When it is full of water, there is no space for anything else. But when the water settles, the cup becomes clear, and you can see through it. Your mind is like that cup. When filled with worries and distractions, you cannot see clearly. But when you let the mind settle, clarity and peace appear naturally. Breathing is the door to this peace. Each breath brings you back to the present moment, away from past regrets or future fears. When you focus gently on your breath, the mind softens and becomes still. This is the foundation of calmness. Peace grows through kindness toward yourself and others. When you are harsh to yourself, peace is far away. But when you practice gentle acceptance, you create a safe space within. This kindness is like a healing balm that soothes the restless mind. Remember, peace is not a prize to be won or a place to be reached. It is your true nature, always present beneath the surface. You only need to turn your attention inward and let go of what blocks your view. Life will continue to bring storms. People will speak harshly, pain will visit, and change will flow like a river. But you can remain like the mountain, unmoved, steady, peaceful inside. Practice patience. Peace does not come overnight. Like a seed growing into a tree, it takes time. But every small moment of calm adds up. Every breath you take with awareness brings you closer. Do not cling to peace or chase it as something outside. Peace is found in acceptance, accepting yourself, accepting life as it is, with all its ups and downs. When you rest in this peace, you also bring peace to others. Your calm presence can soothe those around you. Peace is contagious. It spreads silently through kind words and gentle actions. Do not be discouraged by a noisy mind. It is natural for thoughts to come and go. Like clouds passing in the sky, they do not disturb the sky itself. You're that sky. Every time you feel upset, return to the breath. Breathe slowly, deeply, and gently. Feel the life flowing in and out. This simple act is your anchor in the storm. Meditation is not about escaping life. It is about meeting life fully, with open eyes and a calm heart. When you meet challenges this way, you become like water, flexible, strong, and peaceful. Remember the story of the Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree. He faced many inner storms, doubts, fears, temptations. Yet, he stayed calm and still until he saw clearly. This peace was not given to him. He found it within by patient effort. You too can find this peace. You do not need to go far. It is in your breath, your heart, your simple moments of quiet. Do not wait for a perfect life to be peaceful. Peace is possible here and now, even amid noise and trouble. Let go of rushing. Let go of fighting. Let the mind rest like a still pond reflecting the sky. Peace is a gift you give yourself every day, in every mindful breath, in every kind thought. When you carry this peace, you walk through the world gently. Your steps become lighter, your smile more real. The world needs your peace. Like a river nourishing the land, your calm presence nourishes all beings. Let peace be your teacher, your friend, your guide. Sit now, breathe deeply, and feel the stillness growing inside you. This stillness is your true home. No matter what happens outside, you have a place inside where you are safe, calm, and free. This is the power of inner peace, a quiet strength that no storm can destroy. The journey within, final reflections, and farewell. Dear traveler, welcome to this final moment of our shared journey. You have walked with me through the teachings of the Buddha, the lessons that have lit many paths before yours. Now, as the sun begins to set, it is time to look inward, to the quiet place within your own heart. Life, as you know, is a river flowing constantly, sometimes gentle, sometimes wild. We cannot stop its flow, nor can we control where it goes. But, my friend, we can learn to float gracefully on its surface with calm and clarity. The Buddha's wisdom is the raft that helps us do this. It is not heavy or difficult. It is simple, but it holds great strength. First, remember this. Peace is not something outside. It is not in money, fame, or praise. Peace lives quietly inside you, in the stillness of your breath, in the kindness of your thoughts, and in the openness of your heart. When you sit quietly and watch your mind like a calm lake, peace naturally arises. This peace does not depend on anything else. It is your true home. Many of us chase happiness like a bird that never rests. But true happiness is not a chase. It is the gentle unfolding of love and understanding for yourself and all beings. The Buddha taught us that all things change. This means our pain, our joy, our fears, and our hopes all flow like the river. Knowing this is freedom. Freedom to accept what comes without fear. Do not be afraid of suffering. It is a teacher disguised as pain. When you meet suffering with kindness, you find courage inside. This courage helps you grow, helps your heart open wider than before. The Buddha said suffering ends when we see clearly and let go. Let go of what binds you, be it anger, greed, or jealousy. These are like chains, but you hold the key to unlock them. Now look at your mind. Is it calm or restless? Remember, the mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of kindness, patience, and joy, your garden will bloom beautifully. If you plant weeds of anger or worry, they will grow and choke your peace. So choose your thoughts carefully. Nurture the good ones. This daily care of the mind is the path of awakening. Practice mindfulness every day. This means being fully present with whatever you are doing. Whether you're washing your hands, eating your food, or walking outside, bring your full attention. This simple practice connects you to life deeply. It brings joy in small moments and teaches you to live fully, here and now. Remember compassion. The Buddha's heart was wide enough to hold all beings. When you meet others, see the suffering behind their eyes. Respond with kindness, even to those who seem difficult. Compassion is a light that brightens your own soul and the world around you. Do not seek perfection. The journey itself is perfect just as it is. You will stumble, you will feel lost sometimes. This is natural. Be gentle with yourself, as you would with a dear friend. Every step, even a small one, is progress. As you walk your path, share your light with others. Wisdom is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to be woven into the fabric of life, like threads that strengthen the whole cloth. Your kindness, your smile, your quiet presence, they can change the world in ways you may never see. Remember the middle way taught by the Buddha. It is the balance between extremes. Not too harsh, not too soft. Not too much wanting, not too little care. It is a steady walk with grace. In this balance, you find freedom. Now, dear friend, take a deep breath. Feel the life within you. This moment is a gift, the only one you truly have. Let go of worries about the past or future. Return to the breath. Return to peace. The journey of awakening is endless. Each day offers new chances to grow, to love, to be present. Carry these lessons close, but do not cling to them. Wisdom grows when it flows freely like the river. I thank you for walking this path with me. May your heart be light, your mind be clear, and your spirit be free. May you find joy in the smallest things and courage to face life's storms. Remember, the light you seek has always been inside you. Before we part, I invite you to hold this truth gently. You are enough, just as you are. No more, no less. If these teachings have touched your heart, if they have brought even a small spark of peace, please share this light with others. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. Your support helps this message reach more souls who hunger for peace. May your days be filled with calm. May your nights be restful. And may your journey within bring you endless wisdom. Farewell, dear traveler, until we meet again.